Before we get started with this video, I want to let you guys know about my Discord server. We're talking college basketball live games, just college basketball in general, bracketology, Q&As, all that stuff. Hit the link in the description to join the Super Celtic 24 Discord server. Sup guys, it's Alex here, and welcome to another edition of the Bracketology update. And this one is for February 18th, 2022. And man, the tournament top 16 are getting, as of tomorrow, I should say, the top 16 seeds, I don't even know where I'm going with it. The top 4 seeds, 16 teams in total, are going to be getting released tomorrow, but I won't get to watch it live, so usually I post a video about it, but I won't be doing that tomorrow. I'll be playing basketball myself, getting back into the swing of things, about to be playing in a work league, so I'll be super excited to start that. But the top 16 teams are going to get released tomorrow. It'll be interesting to see kind of how the tournament committee would be seeding the teams, especially kind of when it gets to Kentucky and Kansas, because right now Kansas is probably ranked higher or has a better resume, I would say, than Kentucky. But will the committee view that head-to-head where Kentucky went to Kansas and destroyed them? We'll see kind of where that ends up falling. We've kind of seen the bracketology how Kansas is back on the one line after moving past Kentucky after they lost to Tennessee, which, I mean, credit to Tennessee that we destroyed them last game. They took her right back and threw it back in our face this game. It'll be interesting to see if we meet again for the third time in the SEC tournament. I mean, we may, because Auburn's probably going to have the number 1 seed, then Kentucky and Tennessee will most likely be the 2 and 3. So it'll be interesting to see what happens there. But before we get into the bracketology even more, I want to let you guys know about the subscriber giveaway. If we hit 7,777 subscribers by Selection Sunday, by March 13th, I will be giving away an NCAA tournament ticket to the first round. Right now, we're still a little bit away. I think it's been a week since I announced the first one. We've only gotten 30 subscribers. So hopefully we can start getting some more subscribers here on the channel, and we'll get closer to the entry giveaway. But how you enter? All you got to do, hit that subscribe button, turn those post notifications on, go to @AlexPrice24 on Instagram and shoot me a screenshot of you being subscribed and tell me what your favorite team is, and that's all you got to do. The more description, or a little bit more, is in the description below, so make sure you go check that out. But getting back into the bracketology here, we got to mention Rutgers, man. You'll see it here in a second. I guess Bracket Watch, top overall seeds Gonzaga, no surprise there. First team out, BYU, with the way they've been playing recently, no surprise there. Last team in is Creighton, but we got to talk about Rutgers, man. Rutgers is on absolute fire right now. They've taken down Michigan State. They've taken down Ohio State. They've taken down Wisconsin on the road. I mean, they beat Purdue at home earlier in the season, and they just beat Illinois earlier this week. And now I think tomorrow, either tomorrow or Sunday, I think they go on the road to Purdue. Can this team keep their roll going? They're probably one of the hottest teams in the nation right now. They do have bad losses to Massachusetts and Lafayette, which is why they're here on the bubble when they have such good quality wins like that. Probably one of the best groupings, if not the best grouping of teams, or best wins in the nation. Rutgers is a team to keep your eye on, as they are on absolute fire right now. Last 4 buys for the tournament, though: Iowa State, Oklahoma, Rutgers, and then San Francisco. On the bubble, we have Memphis, North Carolina, who got shellacked at home by Pittsburgh. Me picking them to upset Baylor in the last bracketology. I don't know about it now. And that was kind of a bad call by me. Then we have Michigan, who is finally back in the tournament. They got a good, very strong road win at Iowa. They are back in the tournament as of right now as the second to last team in. And we have Creighton. First 4 out are BYU, Oregon, who lost again last night. I believe it was to Arizona State, but Oregon, after fighting their way all the way back from not even being on the bubble to getting, I think they even made it to last 4 buys, but recently with losses to California and then Arizona State, they're playing their ways back out of the tournament. Then we have SMU and San Diego State. And then the next 4 out are Kansas State, Florida, Belmont, and Virginia Tech. So taking a look here at the bracket and the movement, over there in the West Regional, we got Wyoming down to an 8, Murray State up to a 9, North Carolina down to a 12, Loyola Chicago down to a 10, and then Texas Tech up to the 2 line. They beat Baylor, I want to say either Tuesday or Wednesday. That was a very strong win for the Red Raiders. Then taking a look at the Midwest, we have Texas up to a 4. Speaking of their rival Texas over there, we got Villanova up to a 3, Colorado State up to a 7, Iowa State up to a 10, and then Purdue as the 2. As you guys know, I will be going to both the first and second round matchups in Indianapolis, so I get to see that pod right there. And then I would also get to see Kentucky's pod over there, but we'll get to that in a second. Taking a look here at the South Regional Movement, we have Wake Forest up to a 9. Memphis new to the field. Memphis, did they get back in? Oh, yep, there they are. I got confused for a second. And then Michigan, Memphis and Michigan, man. 2 teams that had a ton of hype at the beginning of the season, currently on the bubble, last 4 in. Baylor down to a 3, Xavier down to a 7, and Indiana down to a 10. Then taking a look here at the East, we got a lot of movement here. We got Kansas up to the 1, Miami up to a 9, Houston down to a 5, Illinois down to a 4, Ohio new to the field as the automatic qualifier, USC up to a 6, Rutgers new to the field as an 11, then we have Texas State up to a 14, TCU down to a 10, and then Kentucky down to a 2. But you guys know every single bracketology that I go through, I create this bracket on Excel. I go to vertex42.com, download that template, and then I update it based off of Joe Lunardi's teams here with all of that. So that's where you guys can get that bracket. Now let's go and get into these picks 6 minutes into the video. Up first, we have Gonzaga obviously beating the winner of Norfolk State and New Orleans. Then I'm going to go with the Racers of Murray State beating Wyoming, though that'd be a great 8-9 matchup to watch. Alabama, I do think would beat North Carolina and Creighton, which I think would be North Carolina winning that, but you never know. Then Wisconsin's going to beat Iona. Then I am going to go with an upset pick here with San Francisco over LSU. I think I had LSU winning that same matchup on Tuesday, but why not have some fun and go with an 11 over 6 there? Then UCLA will beat Seattle. Marquette will beat Loyola Chicago, and then Texas Tech will beat Long Beach State. Then for a spot in the Sweet 16, we got Gonzaga advancing on past Murray State. Johnny Davis in Wisconsin, I think, would be able to handle Alabama there. Then I'm going to go with UCLA beating San Francisco and Texas Tech over Marquette, though I'd love to see Marquette win that. I just don't think it's going to happen against Texas Tech. In the Elite Eight, Gonzaga, they will move on here past Wisconsin where they will face Texas Tech. So I know a kind of a chalky region here, 1 versus 2, Gonzaga versus Texas Tech, but that's just the way I see this region playing out. I got Gonzaga moving on to the Final 4 out of that region. So now if we go down here, obviously, that needs to be updated to Kansas. Let me do that real quick. Oh, whoops. There we go. We got Kansas. It's not Kentucky up on that one line. Kansas is going to beat Cleveland State. Then we have Miami, Florida moving on past Boise State. Houston will fall to North Texas. We have a 12 over 5 upset there. Houston has not been looking too good as of late. North Texas, out of the CUSA, they're a team you need to keep your eye on. Then Illinois will beat Ohio. Then we're going to go with the hottest team in the nation, Rutgers as an 11 seed, upsetting a 6. That'd be an easy pick, smash play if this was the actual tournament bracket. We have Providence moving on past Texas State. Iowa, I think, will beat TCU, and then Kentucky will beat Colgate. Then for a spot in the Sweet 16, we got Kansas moving on past Miami, Florida. Illinois moving on past North Texas. Then I'm going to go with 11 seed Rutgers here, pulling off the upset against Providence. I think Providence is a really good team, but with the way that Rutgers is playing as of late, I think they'd be able to beat Providence. Then we're going to go with Kentucky moving on past Iowa. Then for a spot in the Elite Eight, we're going to go with an upset pick here. We are going to go with 4 seed Illinois, pulling off the upset against Kansas there. I know I picked Illinois to beat Arizona in the last bracketology, and people hated that, but I really believe in this Illinois team. If they're all healthy, I think they can get the job done there and upset Kansas, especially if Kofi Coburn can dominate McCormick down low. Then we're going to go with Kentucky moving on past Rutgers. I think Rutgers' run is going to come to an end there. Well, they will face Kofi Coburn versus Oscar Sheboy here in the Elite Eight, but Kentucky will move on past Illinois. So we have Kentucky advancing on to the Final 4. So if we go to the bottom right regional here, Arizona's moving on past Longwood. Wake Forest, I think, can pull off the 9 over 8 upset over St. Mary's. They almost upset Duke earlier this week. Then we're going to go with Michigan State advancing on here past Davidson. Tennessee moving on past Vermont. Then we're going to go with an upset pick here. I'm going to go with the winner of Memphis and Michigan upsetting Connecticut there in an 11 over 6. Then Baylor will beat Montana State. Xavier and Indiana, 2 teams there that have been falling recently. I'm going to go with Indiana in the 10 over 7 upset. Then we're going to go with Duke over Yale. Then Arizona will advance to the Sweet 16 past Wake Forest. Tennessee, after that win against Kentucky and the way that Michigan State's been playing recently, I can't pick Michigan State there. I got to go with Tennessee moving on. Then Baylor versus the winner of Memphis and Michigan. Ooh, who do I want to go with there? Let's go with... Why not have some fun? Why not go with an upset pick there? Baylor, I really like that team, but my depth in them, or my concern is their depth this year. why not go with have some fun here on February 18th and go with an upset pick. Then we'll have Duke moving on past Indiana. Then for a spot in the Elite Eight, Tennessee versus Arizona. I do have Arizona advancing on there, though I could easily see Tennessee winning that one. Tennessee won by 4 whenever they played earlier this year. But that was on Tennessee's floor. Both teams have improved since then on a neutral court. I think I'll go with Arizona. Then we're going to go with Duke here, moving on past the winner of Memphis and Michigan. Then for a spot in the Final Four, I'm going to go with 2-seed Duke advancing on. I think Coach K, in his final season, that team has a ton of talent. I think they'll advance to the Final Four out of there. So as we get into this final region, we're going to go with our 2-word food item of the day. Let's go with corn dog. If you're watching this video at this point and didn't just skip to the end to see who I put as my national champion, comment corn dog in the comment section below. So let's get into our final region here. Auburn's obviously going to beat the winner of UNC Wilmington and Southern. Then I'm going to go with Notre Dame here. They've been playing great defense. I mean, I can't really say that when Boston College has scored 95 points against them on Wednesday or Tuesday, whenever that was. But overall, they have a pretty good defense. Then Ohio State will advance past Chattanooga. I'm going to go with Texas here, moving on past South Dakota State. Arkansas will beat Oklahoma, and then I'm also going to go with Villanova here, moving on past Wagner. Then Iowa State, 10-7 upset. I'm picking them over Colorado State. And then Purdue will move on past Jacksonville State. A lot of states there at the end. Then for a spot in the Sweet 16, Auburn's moving on past Notre Dame. That'd be a pretty cool football game to watch. Same thing here with Ohio State and Texas. I'm going to go with Texas moving on there with Timothy Allen. Then I'm going to go with a 6-3 upset here with Arkansas advancing on past Villanova, which means I only have 1 3-seed in the Sweet 16 with UCLA there because Rutgers had beaten Providence, and then I picked the winner of Michigan and Memphis to beat Baylor. Then we're going to go with Purdue here advancing on past Iowa State. Then for a spot in the Elite Eight, Auburn will advance past Texas, and then we are going to go with, Arkansas versus Purdue. I think I am going to go with Purdue, though, winning that matchup there. I think they're just going to dominate Arkansas down low. That'll be a fun game to watch, don't get me wrong. That sets up Auburn versus Purdue here for a spot in the Final Four. I am going to go with the Auburn Tigers advancing on. So we have 2 number 1 seeds, 2 number 2 seeds here. Gonzaga, Kentucky. As much as I want to pick Kentucky, I'm pretty sure I picked Gonzaga in the last bracketology. I mean, maybe I didn't, but I think that they're going to win that game as of right now. Then Auburn versus Duke. I got Auburn winning that game, which sets up Gonzaga versus Auburn for the national championship. I am going to go with the Tigers of Auburn winning the national championship. I 100%, without a doubt, think the winner of this year's tournament is coming from one of these 4 teams right there. I mean, the tournament bracket's going to shape out differently, but I can almost guarantee that the winner of this tournament this year is going to come from one of these 4 teams here, Gonzaga, Kentucky, or Auburn and Duke. So, thank you guys for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think of my predictions here in the comments section below. Let me know your own predictions. I really like to see what ends up happening with that. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all later.